lifer not only did over 44 years in prison, he came home and seeked a higher education and did it quicker and more efficient than those that haven't been in prison. A juvenile lifer done that. Why? Because he wants to better his community. That's why. That's who we are. That's who we represent. The hundreds of juvenile lifers that are still locked up that taught us how to do these things we came home to implement. They deserve a chance as well. That's why we are here in the cold. We don't care if it's a blizzard next year. If the road shut down, we gonna plow the street to get here. That's what we gonna do every year. We will be here until all juvenile lifers are free.
Say your name.
Oh, everybody know who this is. I am the Kimberly, the Kimberly. I am redeeming Kimberly. Everybody.
Redeeming Kimberly.
Okay.
When you look on your Facebook page, 9 out of 10, you're going to find her taking and collecting clothes and food and other things for people in the community. She started off taking and assisting her fellow former juvenile lifers without parole. She now do that for everybody in the community.
Okay.
For everybody. I done took and went to the Church of the Messiah to go put something in the back room for her, and the whole back room was filled. I'm like, why did she ask me for anything? The room was filled. It was packed with stuff.
Somebody that needs something.
This man here, if you see the food that he has available, where they're passing out food, he has enough food that will fill up a football stadium. Okay, the whole ground is just filled with packs of food, and they're alive, taking and asking people to come down and accept that food. That can be said about any one of these other guys that are here. You have a gentleman here, he's doing the same thing he was doing in prison. He done created a business to do braille so that blind people can take and make use of that. That's what he was doing in prison, and that's what he's doing out here. While they was taking and demonizing him in the press, he was taking and helping somebody that needed help, okay? And he has continued that. Nothing has changed. Nobody didn't come out here and say, oh, woo-woo, we're going to cry because somebody else is locked up. No, we came out here and made our lives, but we have kept the flame alive. Okay, we done kept the flame alive. We don't need permission from anybody to take and be free. We don't need permission from anybody to pursue our goals and our dreams. We're going to do that, and we're going to take and be able to take and continue the issues of raising the consciousness for those who are incarcerated.
Could we hear
can
from
chew
him for a
bubblegum
minute?
and walk too.
Could we hear from Mr. Williams for a minute?
Mr. Williams.
That's Mr. Williams.
Oh, that's Mr. Williams. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. This is Kenneth Williams. Okay. Okay. Did you want to tell us about? I'm from Voice of Detroit, Diane Bukowski. Did you want to tell us about what Mr. Sanders has just been addressing?
Well, see, I've been locked up with him like 44 years.
Oh, you also? Okay.
I got locked up in 1974. Got out in 2018, December 10th. Like I'm involved with, like in Mount Clemens. I'm involved with, it's called the Worship Center, and I pass out food too. And like he said, if we don't let our voice be heard, ain't nothing gonna happen out here. You got people that constantly still involved, still in the system, that dying in it. Mm-hmm. And we are their only hope. We help them. If we come out every year, we shown that we care. Just like people that came before we got out, they came in and they cared, Right. And we got to constantly be the voice for them, because as long as we have the wrong politician in office, they ain't gonna never get out. They constantly fighting on, try to keep them in. Like when they try to keep me in, they try to bring up stuff that I did 30 and 40 years before I got resentenced. Mm-hmm. But the judge back then, I had Jessica Cooper for prosecutor, which, like he said, we ain't gonna demonize nobody.
She didn't want anybody out.
We ain't gonna demonize nobody, like he said. But I had Jessica Cooper, and what they were doing, the judge finally said, we tired of this. She said, only bring back what he did in 10 years. And the only thing that you could find in 10 years that I did nothing but positive stuff. I helped start the Transfer Life program in the prison system.
Oh, okay.
Which They got conflict resolution, fundamental for substance abuse. They got communication skills. They got all types of programs that you could get in there that will help these brothers, and that's what they take the opportunity to do.
Right.
You know, like I said, this is my family here.
So I'm not going to demonize nobody, but I'm going to tell the truth. Corruption runs rampant. Mm-hmm. Politics run corruption. And so this is why it's so many, they handpick certain ones that they wanted to get out. It ain't them saying, I want him out and not her, or him out and not them. It's them saying we're going to let as many out as that we want to let out. Mm-hmm. Because our legacy depends on how we let these guys out. But if your legacy depends on how many guys you let out, then you don't have a legacy at all, because we ain't out here trying to do the right thing to prove something to somebody else. We just doing it because it's in us to do so. That's right. See, we didn't come out here with a plan to say, I'm about to make a difference so they will know that none of us are bad. We came out here because it is in us. So now we want them to use us as the example to say, if they can do it, and we have the lowest recidivism rate amongst all prisoners. We have the lowest recidivism. We are next to zero. This is a testament to what we represent. We represent people who coming out here who want to get back into society and become a part of society, a righteous citizen of society. That's what we do. You can't pick none of us around here. And there's so many guys that plan on coming today. You can't pick any of us and say, he been back to prison, he been in jail, he did this, he did that. Only thing you gonna say about us is, man, he be in the community all the time doing something in the community. Man, some people get tired of seeing us. But guess what? Get tired. Don't blame us. Blame God, because he the one put us in the position that we in. It ain't these prosecutors, because God forced the hands of these prosecutors to get us where we at today. So I want to just say this in conclusion. We stand here because they refuse to allow people like us to come out here, to stand here and speak on behalf of those who can't speak for themselves. But we gonna speak. Ain't nobody gonna shut us up. Muzzles, face masks, or none of that gonna shut us up, because they shut us down for over 20 years, all of us. Yes. And that wasn't enough. Because we out here in full force right now. We're going to continue to be out here.
Okay, give your name again, please.
My name is Demetrius Knuckles Eel.
Okay, oh, that's right. Okay, and can you give a contact phone number for the video, or you want to just give that to me later?
Yeah, I'll give it to you later.
Okay. All right, anybody else that wanted to chime in here?
I just want to make a quick correction. It's not a 5-year anniversary of Montgomery. I mean, that's the 5-year anniversary of them making it retroactive. But that's because of the court. A lot of the states held out.
Right.
This action was supposed to happen June 25th, 2012.
Right.
So instead of saying that they got that 5-year window, that's a 9-year.
That's right.
And it's guys that should have been out 9 years ago that is not out today.
Good context.
We minimize it when we say 5 years.
Uh-huh.
But that's not the case. It's 9 years. And why is these people still locked up?